Dave, it's Mr. Richie Conroy, and it's an honour to be part of the West Cork Literary Festival's Advent calendar this year. I'm going to be reading an extract from my new book, Deal and Emily Porter, He Shall, Who Shall, which was published a couple of weeks ago. And it's a sequel to my first book, Deal and Emily Porter on Jail Talk. As you might have guessed, Dealing, it's a diary. It's written in diary format, and it's Emily Porter's diary. Emily is a 15-year-old girl who lives on the east coast of Ireland in 1994, and we first meet her and she's doing her junior cert Irish exam, and she walks out of the exam after 30 minutes. She writes her student number on the paper and leaves, and her Irish teacher is waiting outside the exam hall, Bannyrourke, and Bannyrourke is saying to her, "Emily, Cobbletwig Dull," and Emily's kind of, she's at that stage where she's trying to figure out who she is, figure out her place in the world, and she just thinks Irish is a dead language. What's the point of learning it? And she tells Bannyrourke that Táisíocht Dul Abhaile, and she goes home. Now, 1994, Ireland was a much different place than it is now. I mean, we're talking pre-digital, no mobile phones, no internet. We still used to write letters to each other and make phone calls on the landline. Ireland had a very good soccer team. There was no Tina G or TG Cahir. Irish was just something that was spoken in Connemara, in Donegal, in Cork or Kerry, just a little patch of Meath. It wasn't something, bit of Waterford, not something that really you interacted with too much in your daily life. And Emily just thinks Irish is a dead language. And 1994, Garth Brooks was really popular back then, so thankfully things have changed. So Emily, as punishment for her antics, her parents decide that she's going to spend 3 weeks in Carrow, so Gael Tucht, in Irish College, following the Gaeilge. And the strange thing happens to Emily when she's down in the Gael Tucht. She has a brilliant time. She makes the best friends. She has great crack at the Céilís and sport and even the Rongana, and Tit and Sheen Rád and Cador in the sale. She has her Cree Brista for the first time in her sale, and when she's keeping her diary, Tussín she ag úsáid na Gaeilge, písa fiasa, díag níg. So the book starts off in English, but then Irish starts to get introduced when she gets to the Gaeltacht, and by the end of the book, Darren Lauer, Táisíocht Fád Gaeilge. So that kind of mirrors a lot of the experiences that students have gone to the Gaeltacht, and I myself had, where you have very little Irish, and then halfway through the course, Tussín tú ag bringloid in Gaeilge, you start dreaming in Irish. So that's the journey that Emily has gone on. Now, we pick up the story and she's heading back to school. She's in transition year, and her Irish teacher, the last interaction she had with her Irish teacher, they had a blazing row outside the exam hall. Her Irish teacher has no idea that she has since gone to the Gaeltacht and has now got pretty good standard of Irish. So Emily, being a bit of a messer, decides she's going to play a prank on her Irish teacher on the first day of school, and she's going to pretend she doesn't know anything, doesn't understand anything the teacher's saying, and then she's gonna surprise her that woohoo, look at me, I've got brilliant Irish. She regrets not having a camcorder because she reckons she could sell this to Beatles About or Mike Murphy's Candid Camera, but anyway, she doesn't. So that's the introduction, and here's a little extract from the book. Déilún an níl ás fihid lúnasa níd nóca cahar. Bhí mé dribblóid fásach scoil inniu. Ní rair go maith le Candid Camera ar chorbe. Sa rang Gaeilge bhí ar gach duine córá a bheith gcuin le Bannyrourke hín Sarah. Seo cad a harla. Bannyrourke. Do you which Emily? Misha. Emily is anam dum. Bannyrourke. Tá sa go mé sin. Nach nuirt mé díag which Emily? Misha. Amantán. Bannyrourke. Céir de dúirt tú? Misha. Emily is anam dum. Bannyrourke. Tar éis é sin. An nuirt tú gur amadán mé? Misha. Is matlum uachtaróte. Benny ag airí fargach. Is cumlum faoíocht do ráite. Ná bí joc fés a clumsa, an digan tú é sin. Mise, tá mé I chonaí I léim an bhadán. Benny buile. Is cumlum cábal tú de chonaí, nuair chur mé ceisteirt faoi sin, ar chur, tá méidir go chorá a bheith gin faoin saora. Thug Benny cúpla deep breaths. Benny Anis, cad a rinne tú ar an táric, an jacaigh tú ar leitheanta sira? Rannig mé orthaí, ar nós nar hiig mé céir de bhí aráicí, cé gur hiig mé gacrad. Benny Isa Christ, Emily, tá is go ceann seo, leitheanta sira, holidays, mise, summer holidays. Benny cha, summer holidays, cad a rinne tú? Mise, summer holidays are over, miss. Benny ag pléasca. Tá go méid sin is ointseach críoc na tusa. Té ar eis chuig de dhéasc agus níl me géirí focail a chustáil ó de bhéil a ríist aniu. An digan tú é sin? Is cinteach digan. Mar ní higann tú aonrod is tú an dáta is massa a bhí gom riamh agus tám sé ag múna le scór blian inús. Amadán. Scradlat. Bhí mé ar tí dul arás go dtí me dhéasc nuair a stop mé. Bhí sé an am an iarne a insint, go raibh gaeilge bhrá a go manis. Mise, a bhúntóir? Benny sí is a dúirt mé. Mise, hiig mé gacród, agus ceapan gohfuil sé andrach bhéasach ag rá gur oinseach mé, agus amadán. Bé is ag me hismóirí faoi seo, agus ní bhéh siad sásta go raibh tú ag scrada orm mar seo. Dimig an dá ó aig Benny Bhí si bán san éidean. Bhrannig si cosú le Casper the Ghost. An sin hit si an lige. Si fainted. Bhí agla uring ar fad. An raibh si marv, ris Sandra chuig ifig an frí vidge an túsal an móra. Tar éis nóméid nó ró, chúsigh Benny Chlí an frí vidge ar óthachar agus dimig Benny chuig an ospidéal. Thosig na colíní eile ag tuairt Carrie orm tuisc go raibh cuacht os na dútha agam agus raibh mé an ann múntóirí a bharú. Níor cap mé raibh sé granmhar. De mórt an tríocha lá de lúnasan nídeag nócha cahar. Ní raibh Benny ar scoil iniu. Tá si ar sick leave de bhar an strus. Má híam giotu beag cuntach faoi sin. So sin é, and that's it. And what shortly happens after that is that a new teacher comes into Emily's life and, you know, changes how she thinks about the world. So that's Díl and Emily Porter. Here's Shal. Who's Shal? Thanks for listening and Nullag Honna.